Greetings everyone. Today we're going to explore solving one-step inequalities. We do have a foldable for this, but if you don't have it printed off already, feel free to jot these down in your notebook. Let's go back to the beginning of the year when we solved one-step equations. Remember that we drew a line down the equal sign and our goal was to undo the operations. So instead of addition, we subtracted. The opposites went away, and we calculated and dropped down. We also, instead of multiplying, divided. The opposites went away, and we calculated. That's our goal today, but with inequalities. And there are a couple special rules that we have to learn. So let's start off with those rules. You do have a fill in the blank spot on your notes, otherwise jot these down. Step 1, this is a review. You're going to solve by using PEMDAS backwards. Same as always. So if you see subtraction, you're going to undo by adding. If you see division, you're going to undo by multiplying. Here's the special rule. So please put a star by this or use a color or make it bold. But the special rule says if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip the inequality symbol. Now, I could get into all the logistics of why this is, but for right now, I think we should just worry on remembering the basic rule. If you divide or multiply by a negative, you flip the sign. Step 2, I would like you to work on writing the variable first, meaning in the end, if I have an answer that says 7's less than x, we're going to flip-flop it. And we've been working on that in the previous lessons, meaning if you're pointing to the 7, stay pointing to the 7. Step 3, you're going to continue graphing these onto number lines. So don't forget, if it's or equals to, it needs a solid dot. If it's less than with the variable first, we go left. And if you need help with step 3, make sure you see the previous videos. All right, let's work on some examples. Let's start off with this first one. Now, my steps are going to be the same in the sense of I still want to draw a line down the sign. So instead of equals, let's say greater than. And my goal is to undo. Well, I see the x has a minus 15, so we are going to add 15. Minus 15 and positive 15 are opposites. They go away. The x drops down. 12 plus 15 is 27. When I look, my answer is already written with variable first. That's good. We want to keep it that way. Let's go to our number line. The number I'm talking about is 27. I would like you to have one number on each side if you're making your own number line. Let's talk about the dot. It does not have a bar under it. It's not or equals to, which means it stays an open circle. It says x is greater than 27. Greater than 27 means the value's to the right. So we shade or zigzag or go up and over to the right. If you need help with that shading, again, that was our previous lesson. Let's look at another one. I'm going to start by drawing a line down the symbol. If I look at the letter says y plus 12. So instead of plus 12, we're going to minus 12. The opposites go away. The y falls down. The symbol falls down. Negative 1 minus 12 is negative 13. Now, I want you to write the variable first, which means the y, then the negative 13. I was pointing to the y, so I stay pointing to the y. Or if I flip one, I flip all. Okay, so that's a very important step. Maybe put a star by that. Okay, we need to flip our answers if needed. Let's go to our number line. We're talking about negative 13, which means I have negative 12 and negative 14 in that order. Order matters. Let's look at our dots. It's or equals to, which means on negative 13, I need a solid, shaded, colored in dot. It says the y values are less than, so we're going to go left. Let's try another one. We're going to draw a line down the symbol. Right now it says x is divided by negative 3. So to undo division, we do multiplication. Instead of divide negative 3, let's times by negative 3. Let's stop for a second. Put a star. Here's our special rule. We just multiplied by a negative. We just multiplied by a negative. That means we flip the sign. Now, if you don't have colors, can you make this symbol really bold? I'm trying to do that as well. The second you multiply by a negative, you have to flip the sign. Once you flipped it, the rest of the rules are the same, right? The opposites go away, the x falls down, and on the right side, a negative 27 times a negative 3. Well, that's going to be a positive number. 3 times 27, what do we got? 7, 14, 21, 6, 7, 8. I've got 81. And of course, use a calculator. We're going to have some bigger numbers, and that's okay. Let's look at that answer. My variable's first, so that's good. Let's jot down our number line. 81, which means I have 80 and 82. Let's look at our circle. It's going to remain open because it's greater than. So I'm going to shade to the right. That means 82 is greater than, 100 is greater than, everything to the right is greater than 81. Let's try another one. Draw a line down the equal sign. If I read this, be careful. I put this one on here for a reason because we've been making some silly mistakes here sometimes. This doesn't mean I'm going to add 3 because look at the operation. This means negative 3 times w. So instead of times negative 3, we're going to divide by negative 3. Let's stop for a moment. Special rule, we just divided by a negative. When you divide or multiply by a negative, you flip the sign. We've got another flip, so please go make that symbol really bold or colored. Let's go about the rest of the steps the same. The opposites go away. The w falls down. 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. Alrighty, our letter is first, so that's good. We've got negative 1, which means I'm going to go negative 2 and 0. Our circle, our dot, is going to be shaded, colored in, solid, because there's an or equals to down here. I want to keep the values that are less than negative 1. Less than means left. I want to shade everything to the left. Alrighty, that's our work on solving one-step inequalities. Remember the special rule. If you times or divide by a negative, you need to flip your sign. Alright, that's going to be the toughest part of this lesson, but it's very important. Make sure you check Google Classroom to see what your task is at hand. Let me know if you have any questions, and until next time, have a good one.